Welcome back to this is part 3 of segment 1. We're going to talk about one of our teachers at our high school.
A very specific teacher
who she does believe in paganism and witchcraft, and to each their own. Believe in whatever you want to believe
in. And honestly,
in.
coming from a Hispanic background, you come from a lot of brujeria, Santa Maria, like candaneras and like stuff like that.
Do you think there's like people who would listen to that podcast and they just got shook by the fact you just said all that and now you're Hispanic to them?
Yeah, I am Hispanic, you fucker.
Maybe they might think your voice isn't.
But to get this out of the way, like I come from that family line. I come from like a culture that believes in that stuff, and I too believe in it. But this teacher,
I know about it through my significant other.
Exactly, his not Hispanic girlfriend.
Yes.
Who is actually Hispanic, by the way.
Yes.
But this teacher is just like a whole nother level where it's just like, okay, now you're just being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous, and now it's like, I don't know. I had her as my actual teacher, and it was just kind of weird, like.
Okay, so what happened was that it was our English class. I think it was junior year, sophomore year?
I had her sophomore year.
Okay, then it had to be sophomore year. So then we had a teacher. We called her Can we say the Naren Hitler.
Oh, Naren Hitler. Oh my God.
So like
Naren Hitler. Yes.
We'll just keep her as a background because like that's like a stepping stone.
That's a stepping stone.
But anyways, we had her as a teacher, and then we'll just say like, she quit? I think.
So she was so strict on everyone, and nobody took her seriously because she like dressed like a clown.
I remember what happened. She disrespected a student because of the death of that student, like a relative of the student, like they died, and she disrespected the student, and then the parent emailed the teacher, and then they got into like an altercation, like back and forth, and then like that went to the superiors of the school system.
She was a horrible teacher.
She was really like nasty.
No,
evil.
I remember. So you know how we had to do the like first essay of the year where it was just like a pre-thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really a grade; it was a participation thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember doing that in her class, and I was just really tired that day, so I just did not care about it. And then like a week later, we walked into school and we got our standardized test.
Yeah.
The F's, whatever it was at the time.
Whatever.
It was the final essay of the year for that year, freshman year.
Yeah.
And I remember I got a perfect score on it. And at the time, I thought I was like really like retarded. so I wasn't expecting to get a perfect score. So I was really proud of myself, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, let me go to my English teacher and tell her I got a perfect score. So now you can expect me to write better because I will try to do that again. I go into her class like right before the bell rings, so she's not busy or anything. Hey, Miss Narenhill, I got a perfect score on my the test, and she goes like, oh yeah, well you better write like it again, because I don't see that. Like, she just shot me down completely. It's like, oh yeah, way to encourage your students.
This was a teacher?
It was a teacher.
It was a teacher who had like degrees in like the arts and like liberal arts.
She had a liberal
theater,
arts degree. That's why she's a teacher.
Dude.
No
she
offense
had a liberal arts degree and a theater degree. She's like, I know more about English and theater than you guys do because I graduated with a degree in it.
She was so sensitive.
She was so sensitive to her own knowledge that she was very insecure behind it. So anyone that
sensitive that you could claim that she was pretty much ignorant.
No, she was so sensitive
and insecure.
That she wouldn't let kids in her class say ghetto because the Nazis used to put Jews into ghettos. That's what the cities were called at the time.
And anyone who would try to undermine her with like springboard and like say like, oh well, I think it's a different meaning, she would be like, oh well, I think I know better because I graduated with this degree in liberal arts, so I think I know more than you.
So that's
Sweaty.
That's the teacher. She was absolutely horrible.
So she left, and then we got a new teacher.
No, she quits at like, it's still the first quarter of the year.
That's true.
And then we had a substitute, random substitutes.
We're gonna skip the sub. We gotta go right to the pagan witch.
The pagan witch, Miss P.
No,
Miss Pagan.
That's too specific.
Miss W.
Pitch. That's too specific.
Pitch.
Stop. Okay, so the pagan witch, the witch. Anyways,
she comes
in.
But
she's genuinely like, I can tell she's a genuine nice person. Like she can be. Like she has like a good heart. But so us calling her witch isn't like us like degrading her into someone like evil or mean.
It's just us joking at
It's
her.
just us like giving her.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. Anyways.
So she comes in very back end of the year, like
Yeah.
End of third quarter, almost the fourth quarter. Of the
Pretty
year.
much, yeah. It's been a long year, guys.
And then so she comes in, and we've had a substitute for the whole year. So, you got to win over your students. They're not just gonna. It's a high school class. They're not gonna just give you respect like
exactly.
That. So
she never got it.
She had a whole bunch of catchphrases. She would do this thing with her fingers right next to her flipping uterus.
The way she stood, she would stand
with a very hunch, but it was a forward hunch.
She had a hunch at the top, but then like her pelvis would stick out to the front, so it would kind of like her body would go in the shape of an S.
But a backwards S.
But no.
Oh no.
An S.
An S.
Yeah, an S.
Okay.
What was her spine doing?
No, but like.
Ow, she just hit me.
But her pelvis would just be pushed forward to like the point where like it was just like.
It was weird. It was like...
It's like, you know that, if anyone who's watched SpongeBob knows that scene where he's like, and bring it around town, and like his pelvis that forward around with the pelvis, that's exactly what she looked like while standing. So
you guys are going to get a lot of...
There's your visual.
You guys are going to get a lot of SpongeBob throughout this show.
It
was kind of gross.
And anyways, so she was alright. She was a really quirky lady.
She was very pale and skinny.
Yes, and that's okay. Like, anyone who's pale and skinny, like, you're great.
Wear a lot of makeup?
No. Well, she used sometimes she would come in with a lot of eyeshadow.
She would come in with blue eyeshadow, like the red lipstick, like the works and stuff. Sometimes like a little bit more natural.
But it wasn't as bad as Miss Naren.
No, yeah. It wasn't as bad as her. But anyways, so one of our fellow friends, a good friend of mine, became bored.
Yeah.
And so the search began on who this teacher was, what she was about, because she didn't give us much information.
She pretty much just gave us her name and then a hobby or
hey,
I like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars.
That's great. I'm a big sci-fi nerd. I'm engaged.
I don't know. I guess there was kind of something suspicious about her never sharing her
Yeah.
There's a lot of teachers who they'll go off on personal tangents. It's okay, I'm starting to know who you are a bit more.
Like the war teacher. You know, he just had his baby. He would talk about his daughter a lot.
And that's nice. It's bringing you down.
He has a Twitch account. It brings you down to that grounded level of humbleness, and it's okay, I can level with you.
Yeah,
even Master Mountain Dew, he did the same thing. And it's okay, I can level with you.
Master Mountain Dew. Anyway, this was because Master Mountain Dew craved Mountain Dew.
We'll talk about him next.
Yeah,
and so
I was gonna ask, was he just addicted to Mountain Dew?
He was.
We'll talk about him later. But anyway, so one of our fellow students, and maybe even another one, they started searching for this woman online, and they found her YouTube account.
Her YouTube account, yes, but the YouTube account came before the Reddit account.
Yes. So they found a video of her doing a cover song of a theme song. I forgot the song. We can't name the song.
I don't even remember the song.
Yeah.
But she was singing it, and to each their own. If you think you can sing or you just want to show people video,
But if you're going to be a teacher in high school and then you have stuff like this posted online, you better be sure as hell that these high schoolers are going to trash it.
The problem was she didn't have tough skin. Maybe she does now, but at the time she did not.
I doubt it.
So,
no, she
but
doesn't.
The thing is, I don't think many people were commenting horrible things.
No, they weren't.
Most people were just liking the video.
Yeah, they started liking it, and then they started playing it in class.
And then so she got fed up with it. So
she deleted the video.
And we said game on.
Game on, ho. So then then that's when the search started. So they found her MySpace, they found her Reddit, they found her Instagram, they found her Facebook.
Okay.
And so
I think before we go into all this, the reason we did this is to teach people, get some tough skin. All right. Don't be. I don't know. Why did we do that? It kind of sounds like we were the dicks.
Because she deleted the video, and everyone wanted to know. Okay, what the fuck else is she hiding?
What hiding? Yes, that's the key word.
She also her Reddit and her MySpace are the exact same username. So we saw her face on her MySpace, and then it found her and it connected to her Reddit, and that was the first mistake. If you ever have a Reddit account connected to any type of social media with the same name, that's the first mistake you're making.
Yeah, my Reddit name is something completely different than.
Was it Joshua Haynes?
No, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Okay.
I probably won't though. It's funny,
yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
But anyway, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, my Reddit name's completely different.
Anyways, so her Reddit account.
Just a bunch of numbers.
So we ended up finding out. Let's just cut to the chase right here. She's into daddy dom little girl BDSM shit.
And paganism.
But
we're not kink shaming here. To each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. We'll have to talk about the DM.
What DM?
the Tennessee dude.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later.
But
DMs.
that's just
Stay out of females' DMs. God. You
Anyways, so the
that's Denny's advice for the day.
Stay out of girls'
DMs.
Anyway, so her paganism, it was, you know, she was following books that she probably found at Barnes and Noble or something. Spencer's, you know, Hot Topic, and she believed that she was a pagan witch and that like she would practice, quote unquote, practice spells. I don't know, maybe she hecked some kids in class, but like she tried to, but it didn't work. But then
she has voodoo dolls of her most hated kids.
But then the real kicker was that like she was talking about her husband's dick size on Reddit, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, society puts men to these unreachable standards of like having a huge dick size. Well, my husband's dick is 6 inches and it hits all the right spots. She also posted a meme of the, like, you know, the lady crying, like the stressed out lady crying, and was like, oh, when you want to wear when you want to wear
Maxine, like, what the fuck?
I hope that's not detectable as background.
I know, right? But she also posted a meme photo where it was like, when you want to wear a short skirt to work, but you can't because your legs are too bruised from all the rough sex you were having last night.
Yeah, and that's like, here's the thing. As a teacher, you're a professional working with
children.
Technically kids.
Not
Yeah,
that you have to be wary of like who's seeing this, because like, don't get me wrong, like as a teacher,
just keep it private.
If I was posting this stuff, like I would like keep in mind like, okay, like these are high schoolers, like they probably gonna find this. I should probably change my username or like to something else and not post my face on
I mean,
here.
she was smart in the sense that her username was nowhere close to her actual name.
It was,
but it was the problem was that it was the same thing.
It was the same thing as her MySpace and the same thing as her YouTube account, and she posted her face on her Reddit.
I wonder how Floor found that.
You're just giving out people's names, huh?
You gave out my name.
Yeah, but she's not. But the other one's not here.
Anyway, I'm okay. She'd be okay with me saying her name.
Yeah, so y'all hunted this poor pagan woman down.
We did not hunt her down.
She was asking to be hunted down.
Y'all found all her information.
But like,
y'all found her source history.
What's the key? What's the point to this? I mean, now it's a running joke between the two of us.
Yeah, it's a running joke between any high schooler that's been to school with us and is probably recognizing us as we speak. They're probably not going to listen to this part of the segment, but who the fuck cares?
I would like to know if anyone else out there has had a teacher even remotely close to that.
But we're not done talking about this.
Oh my God.
Because then she's posting a lot of stuff. She sent a link. She recommended people to a website. It's a website called Down Under, and it's an
oh my God.
And it's an Australian website where you can buy like adult size onesies. So in the whole daddy dom little girl or whatever scenario, it's where the dom takes care of the sub in a childlike manner to like where they're their parents. So our teacher, pagan witch, has a website where she goes to where she buys onesies, and I've actually seen her wear them at school before.
That's where it's like, again, you're taking it too far.
So the onesie is very similar, as we all ladies know, it's similar to like a bodysuit, like it clips underneath. It's very similar fashion. It's pretty much the same thing if you really like want to get down to it. But she was recommending this, and the website has like binkies and like bobby and like the bobby, like the what is it called? Binkies and pacifiers.
Even though it's to each their own, I don't want to get any like slammed for like kink shaming, but that's weird. Personally, to me, I think that's weird to like buy adult size.
And her and her husband came up with a really cute language. So when he's sneezing, she'll say he's snootin' tootin'.
He's a snootin' and a tootin'.
And when they're having dinner, and she wants cheese for the chili, she says,
"Can I get some ches for these bens?"
Yeah. So we found a lot of that, and we knows that she knows, but she didn't know who exactly found it. So it just became like this big on-running joke until like our senior year, and even the class before us like were aware of this. And then like she cut off her hair into like a disgusting bob. This lady's hair is really straight.
Now she has a Karen, right?
Not even, no. Her hair is like a it's like this light reddish color now.
Oh God.
But the thing is, like, she had straight hair, pin straight hair, which is fine, but she cut it into like a really even bob, and like the way that it framed her face, it just didn't look okay. And then the color,
I'm picturing like Edna, but like so much worse.
No, it was like a Willy Wonka, like Johnny Depp Willy Wonka.
Oh my God.
And then she dyed her hair, and then she looked washed out.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
And
So we had a teacher basically into like, and if you're into BDSM, like, you know, as long as it's consensual, to each their own, like whatever, but like it was getting like real like freaky deaky. Like she thought like her sexy time was pretending she was like a little girl who wanted to be taken care of by her husband daddy.
Getting like the shit like fucked out.
Oh yeah, and then like getting like the shit fucked out of her to where her knees were like black and blue, which is fine. You know, we you know, some of us need a little rough sex in our lives, but like honestly, we all need a little rough sex in our lives.
That's more than rough sex. That's goddamn assault sex.
But y'all get what I'm saying.
I think rough sex is a perfect segue into the next Tennessee dude. Do you think that's a perfect segue?
It's a perfect segue, and which is what we'll get to in our next part 4, right?
Yes, next part is part 4. And this segment alone has been 15 minutes.
Nice.
Okay.